the stock market, meaning companies, new highs.
I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. Nuts, they're nuts. They know nothing.
An online network called Internet.
Well, it's very hip to be on the internet right now.
Welcome, my degenerates. The rest of your life starts right now on Market Mania. The no bullshit approach to all financial markets, including Bitcoin, NFTs, and, of course, the largest casino in the world, the U.S. stock market. Today on Market Mania, we will give you the picks of the day that you so desperately need. Buried treasure? The update on Ripple came out recently, and SPAC, the final frontier. But top story, Tesla millionaires to 3K, Cathie Wood. She has a new price target for Tesla, and it is big.
Big. So you remember about, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago it was only when she predicted 4,000 for Tesla when it was like, I don't know, $200 a share. This would be pre-split, pre-5-to-1 split. So this is a long time ago. So basically that target was hit. That was hit $800 a share now at today's prices. And now she's going on saying now we're going to 3,000 from, I guess the stock's like 650 closing on Friday. It's up to
Perfect.
It's up to 690 right now. And you're going to take over, Mike.
He can't even look. He can't breathe. He can't breathe with this prediction from Ark. It's just too high. And I mean, obviously 3K per share is seemingly ridiculous. You have Tesla somewhere in the 700B market cap right now. And I mean, personally, I believe him. Matt, are you back?
Sorry, there's a little peanut allergy going on right there. Actually.
Yeah,
believe it or not. That was not an act. That was nothing to do with Tesla price, just straight up peanut allergy. So anyway, Tesla 690 now. She says we're going back to 3,000. Bull case 4,000. Worst case scenario in 2025 is 1,500. So that she's very bullish, saying it's not just the car company. They're doing. They're going to try to redo the whole electrical grid in this country. The big thing is they're going to do autonomous ride sharing. So basically she's saying they're going to take over basically what Lyft and Uber are doing now, but without drivers. So if you own a Tesla in the future, I think the idea is you will have the autonomous driving. When you're not using your car, you can just let it go out and fill rides and make you money, make them money at the same time.
That's the hottest idea to me personally out of all the Tesla ideas.
Right?
Powerwall is awesome. I love that. I love the solar roof. That's a great idea. But the idea of that, you can just sign your car up. You're like, hey, car, I bought a nice Tesla. Why don't you just go out and work for the next 12 hours? I'm going to pass out. And then, you just go drive Lyft or Uber, whichever one has surge pricing. Go ahead, car.
Right. So I have a Tesla, right? And I would gladly just take all my belongings, my personal stuff out of the car, right? And then during the day when I'm working, when I'm trading and doing the show, just have to go out and work and whatever. Tesla takes 30%, I get 70%, whatever it is. I'd be happy to let it run. I don't care.
I mean, Tony, the producer, are you going to let you're going to put big assets into a Tesla? Are you going to let other people just jump in your car and let it drive Lyft for you?
Well, I may, but I doubt Lyft would allow for that, or whatever workers' union that springs up around those loss of actual drivers in the car. And self-driving isn't quite there yet. We're starting to see some problems come out around some of the robotic self-driving vehicles. I heard a story last week of one that slammed into a cop car while it was self-driving. So that's not a good look. And finally, I just want to point out...
Don't worry about those stories.
Yeah, it'll be solved.
Tony,
what do you think? You think they're not going to solve that?
Tesla's so far ahead of the pack. Do you remember when Tesla first started doing cars, and every week there was a new story about a Tesla caught fire, the battery caught fire, the car exploded on an impact. It was all bullshit. It was like one-offs. Like the car's so much safer than every other car on the market. It's the same thing with autonomous. You're going to hear all these stories because nobody wants to believe it. Nobody wants to believe the future's here, and nobody wants to believe in Elon. It's crazy.
You know, where's my flying car? I've been hearing pie in the sky stories about magical cars for decades. Where's my goddamn flying car? That's all I gotta say. Is big
20 billion
sometimes...
short on Tesla, you're gonna get some FUD out there too. Those people with those huge short bets on Tesla, they still exist, and they still exist in massive quantities now. GameStop is nothing in terms of short interest, in terms of dollar value compared to Tesla.
Yeah, well, that's true. The only other thing I wanted to point on this story is Cathie Wood has some interest in pumping the Tesla price. This is the ARK Invest crash, basically, that's been happening the last few weeks, and she's weighted heavily on Tesla and her investment ETF, so maybe she wants to see those numbers go up just a little bit, but that's my more cynical side talking. So.
It's her biggest position in a couple of her funds, but she's been open about it for years. Like, you know, she had the 4,000 price target when everyone thought she was crazy, and it's been her biggest position. She's wrote it and she's crushing, and I think it's 10% of a couple of her funds, and she's a believer. But she's you know, they're big on transparency, that ARK, versus all the other guys that are kind of like behind the scenes quiet. You don't hear from them. She puts it out there. I give her credit.
Yeah, big credit too. I kind of want to change my pick of the day now, but right now, one of Matt Glantz's favorite topics, SPAC, the final frontier. This is SPACs in space now? Is that what we're seeing here?
Well, this one caught my eye because it was it started as a SPAC. They're trading under the ticker name HOL right now. What's interesting about them is they've got a pipeline of contracts to go to space, and they have a space delivery system that's designed to be portable, transportable, and launchable really from anywhere in the world. I guess it takes 4 trucks and 5 personnel to get a space launch vehicle to anywhere they need to get it. Can ride on a train, can ride on trucks. So they're looking ahead. They've got some contracts in their back pocket, and I think Elon is not going to be the only guy being a spacefaring company here in the next 5 years. Now, they don't have any profits yet. They do have some revenues of about $4 million, but, you know, this SPAC came back down to about that SPAC price of about $10 to $15, and now I think it's washed out the FUD and it's ready to grow. Are you interested at all in spacefaring companies, Matt, or is that just a little too risky right now?
I mean, one of the stocks I trade a lot is actually one of the first successful SPACs in the space industry, which is SPCA. Was it Atlantic? I forget what the name. It's
Virgin Galactic.
Virgin Galactic. I just know the symbols. SPCA, and that's a SPAC, or what? I mean, it was back in the day. And now it's just a regular everyday stock, but this thing's been pretty hot. And speaking of Cathie Wood, she's going into a space ETF. She's going to start a space ETF very soon, and this will be one of the premier stocks in that ETF for sure. So you know, the space is the future for sure, and anything to hook up with NASA seems like a bonus. So I like your idea with HOL.
Just so you know, Virgin Galactic, it's not sending incels off the planet. It's actually just a space tourism thing where you can just fly and be weightless for a little while and then maybe deliver you to the space hotel eventually, you would assume.
Well, I heard Lolita Express was grooming them for acquisitions, so we'll see how that goes.
You're going to get us canceled, Tony, the producer. You're going to get us canceled after all the hard work we put in. Man. The Ripple update, the judge... In the Ripple update, it says that the SEC case drops bombshells that are positive for Ripple and XRP.
I never would have thought positive news coming out for Ripple and XRP. I gotta say,
really?
I am just so happy to see the SEC squirm trying to get their heads around what is the security in the crypto space. I'm not a big fan of Ripple, but I am a big fan of the SEC chasing its own tail. I think they're starting to realize how big this problem is, trying to regulate essentially what is unregulatable. So the judge came out and made some noises. They say bombshell here, but it was just basic questions about, you know, my understanding about XRP is that not only does it have currency value, but it has a utility, and that utility distinguishes it from Bitcoin or Ether. Just her asking or saying that understanding means she's drinking the XRP Kool-Aid, and they couldn't be happier. Based on the news, the price spiked today.
This is like, I mean, I'm with Tony. Tony, I'm with you.
Skeptical sound, by the way.
I mean, I'm with Tony in that, like, you know, the SEC is always just shitting on like innovation, and you got to hate it. But, you know, by the same token, you're also allowed to not like Ripple, and that, this is essentially, to me, what has always just been, I don't know, somewhere between a scam and like just like a, they didn't really know, but then they executed really well. And then I guess a lot of my hate is from the XRP army that for years have been like, you say, oh, well, this isn't really used anywhere. And they're like, banks are using it today. Banks use it now. That's what they did. Like, they just like throw out just random shit that obviously isn't true or just isn't like, I don't know. But, I don't like the government action. I also don't like the Ripple. No winners here. Just sort of ignoring it, fingers in the ear for me on this one.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't love Ripple. It's just the banks trying to basically get around the SWIFT international monetary system. So I could see why SEC would want to put a stop to it. But the project itself seems like bullshit. I own
stable coins
going up, but yeah.
If a bank wants to move dollars from a bank to a bank quickly without the bullshit settlement system of SWIFT, then the delays and the T+2s, then you would send stable coins from somewhere. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense why you would ever need something that is more centralized and worse than Bitcoin, but also is subject to the fluctuations and not a stablecoin. I just don't get it. I never got Ripple, not from 2014 when I first heard about it. Always thought it would fail immediately, but instead, obviously, some incredibly smart people are behind it, and incredibly good marketing. And I think the Ripple brass they can't believe how successful this is. What do they still sell? Are they still selling like a couple $100 million worth every quarter? Well, they're just dumping pre-mined Ripple on people, and
they can't sell it while this court case is ongoing, but that doesn't mean other exchanges can't relist it now that it's getting some gas in the courts here. So
it seems like the worst of every world. Yeah, you don't like it. Yeah, Matt doesn't like it.
Let's go to something the opposite of dust, some buried treasure.
This is fantastic here. This one is just crazy. So I guess Russia's darknet criminals have now figured out a crypto cash out system that is absolutely batshit. I was floored when I read this. So I guess one of the big darknets, I don't know what Elliptic is. I think that's a Chainalysis like group, I believe. Don't really know. It says that if you scroll down there, it looks like there's this big Russian darknet. I do forget the name, but it looks like, what is it? Which one is it? It's Hydra. So I guess
love that.
I guess Hydra, yeah, you cut the head off, another one pops up. That this is, I guess, a big Russian darknet. Still haven't done my darknet checkup. I know I promised everybody that, but I still haven't gone in a couple of weeks here to see what currency they're using or which one's the big one, because I know they're always getting shut down and everything. But Hydra, you can now jump on there and then get your Onion browsers locked and loaded for that, and then you can cash out. You can pay crypto, I guess, and cash out into a buried treasure of cash. So it's a GPS dead drop, as some of you true crime people are familiar with. But it looks like you just pay them. It looks like you got to hope they have good reviews, I guess, and they hope they don't send you on the wild goose chase. You pay them the crypto, they give you some GPS coordinates, and off you go. You go out, you dig a couple meters into the ground, and get the cash out.
This is out of a movie. This can't be real. I mean, what happens if you send them 100 Bitcoin? They promise you to send you the treasure, and then there's no treasure where you go. Like,
I believe
there's no recourse.
I believe they have like 15K, 20K caches, 10K, 5K, like different levels, okay. And you buy one of those amounts that's already buried when they're selling it. 5 to 20.
This is insane. This I don't believe this.
I'm sure it's got like an eBay style rating system. Like, yeah, this guy helped me launder money. He's totally reliable. So
it's just, I mean, like, that's fantastic. 7%, and then we'll give you buried cash in Russia.
This is a great storyline for a movie, but this is not. This can't be real.
I mean, I've been meaning. This is actually why. Every couple of years, I like to go check what's the darknet market. What do they have for sale? It's always been weed, by the way. There's like it's like 80% weed is the long and short of it every time I've checked. But then like, I like to see shit like this. This is like, an iteration of the most craziest. Cool. This is the bleeding edge of the dumbest shit that people can think of is out there that, you can't even talk about on the ClearNet. So I am due to go in and report back on if you can actually jump on this Hydra and get vacuum packed physical cash 20 centimeters buried under the ground. That's amazing. All right.
Throw down on that just to see if it works. Let's do it.
Why aren't they using silver, Tony?
Yeah,
there should be burying silver under there. So I'm sorry. I actually don't trust the cash. I want silver. All right. Safety glasses on. Forgot some AirPods in another car today. So I don't even know if the do your own research, not investment advice hat will fit. Doesn't look like it. But it is, nevertheless, soldiering on to the Market Media pick of the day.
Drop it like it's hot. Everybody stack. I'm stacking to the top.
Not the snuggest fit, but Mac Lance, we don't waste their time. And they know that you have to do your own research. They know it's not investment advice here. But what's your pick of the day?
Futu. It's an Asian brokerage, getting pretty big over there. They're doing a lot of stuff in the stock market, options, crypto, all that juicy stuff. So it's $129 a share. I love it. I'm long. I'm ready to go.
Love it. Tony, the producer, your pick of the day.
I'm going with Holicity Inc. That was the SPAC we were talking about, the space SPAC I was talking about. They're actually company's called Astra, but they trade under HOL. So check them out. I think they're going up just like their rockets.
Well done. And I'm going to go with one that I've thrown before, but I've just recently taken a closer look and really love it, is GoEV, the canoe company that they make a shenanigans little, platform electric car thing. And CEO looks like an alien, and I really think that this thing is going to be like the VW bus. People are going to customize it. They're going to have a little, little land set up in there, GoEV. Maybe not. Maybe not. 3-point-something billion, 3.5 B valuation. Got to love it. Chance for your 10X right there, Matt, if they do hold it for a couple of years. And that is going to be all you get today. That's all you get. And it's a fun day. It's a quick show. Thank you very much for tuning in.
We'll take it.
We leave you with the Natasha Bedingfield, just a classic, Unwritten. And gotta love the chorus. Drench yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten. We leave you with a little hope today. And you can like and subscribe to the show right here on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Market Mania Show. And we'll see you tomorrow, if there is a tomorrow. But for now, it's lights out.
I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have. I never sleep. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. Time to right the wrongs. Throw your hands in the air if you like the song. If you're going over there, take it twice as long. Last time ain't talking about Tylenol. Oh, I bet you'd like to know. You can come around the way if you're trying to go. If you want to switch lanes for a pot of gold, or a domino, out of control. The usual. Get mad cause I'm looking at your girl. Switch it up. I do it so much louder than everything you've heard. Everybody heard, got the word that the world wasn't turning. Act like you're in a jury of how I've turned it, where I would turn it. Can't lie like this is to be burning. Don't act like you're in a daze. I imagine should've looked the other way. Couldn't clear space on my mind, was afraid of the time. Strobe lights like in the moonlight. I'm in the mood right now, how about tonight? My interview's tight now, I was